I no longer care about how people feel about me or how, what the society says about, color, because I'm seeing that the wealth that I'm after, the wealth that I'm due, the wealth that I need, it has nothing to do with the color of anybody's skin. Hey everybody, Randall Cottrell, curious entrepreneur. Was it seeking wisdom, taking risk, something like that? I don't know. Raekwon knows, maybe. He's the producer. Yes, my thumbnail has me doing this right here. And I want to talk about a subject that is very near and dear to my heart. It's about the illusion of race that we tell ourselves, the lie we tell ourselves. Now, I am, by American societal standards, of the most ignorant group, Black. I don't look at my skin and see blackness. I see whatever color it is. Clearly, God knew what he did when he decided to make people hard to put a color on, because you can't really define it. Nobody can. There's hues of colors in our skin, period. Everybody. And I've never seen a white person in my life. So this is white. Have you ever seen anybody this color? I haven't. All right. But it matters. Race matters, whatever. Okay. Most people that are not white are taught to not trust white people. You say I'm lying, I don't care. It's my podcast. Most people are taught to not trust white people. And they say, well, look at history, look at what's happened in the past, and this is why you don't trust white people. Okay. I can go to any country in this world and I can show you two people groups that did not trust each other, and white was not part of it. The Hittites didn't trust the Jebusites. The Israelis don't trust the Palestinians. The Nigerians don't trust the Ghanaians, whatever, right? We can, come on. The English didn't like the Scottish didn't like the French didn't like the Italians, and none of them identified as white. They identified as their country, their nationality. It's something that's been created. Race has been created, and hate for a certain race has been cemented into American fabric. It's been propagated and proselytized all around the world now. I went to Ghana recently, and I walked into the airport. After I got bribed a little bit, because that's what they do there. I got to the security station. The first thing they said to me is, "You're white." Wow. I thought this was the motherland. That's when I realized I am not African American. Because they said I was white. They were like, you're a mixed breed. Like you're not one of us. Now I love African food. I'm in the jollof rice debate pretty hard. Update on that. It's not really Nigerian versus Ghanaian anymore. Liberians say they have the best jollof rice. There's a guy locally, Jumbo Grill. They're like all about the Liberian rice. Senegalese people have I don't know why they're even in this conversation, but they are. Anyhow, I like Africa. I like the idea of Africa, but I was offended by that. First thing I hear is, "You're white." Okay, well, how's that tie into to the podcast? Well, shoot, man. I never thought I'd hear that. You know what I mean? I'm over here talking about why black people don't trust white people because of slavery and all that. I'm looking at all that stuff and I'm like, dang, I get here. They don't trust me. Wow. Crossed over. I don't know. Thought my lips were big enough. I don't know. Nose. Anyhow. So race and business. We've been taught how to hate, taught how to not trust. And inevitably in this world, to reach the highest heights of business, it will not be with your own race. Period. You can't, I'm going to say a term, there's this word apostle. It means messenger. If you're going to take the message of your business around the world, if you're going to grow it big as you can, you will deal with different races, different colors of people. And I got to tell you, you need to, as fast as you possibly can, find a way out of distrust because of the skin color or because of a nationality. You got to find a way to start analyzing people and vetting people based on true merit, capabilities, past performance, credit, whatever, anything but race. My company has several white people in it. Investors, white. Now, people say, well, you can find black investors. Okay, I didn't have time. I did not have time. And I reached out to every black venture fund I could find, and they didn't have time for me. So we agreed. We don't have time for each other. All right. So now anybody watching this, well, you can find black. No, I tried. I've called them in Harlem. I've called them in Jacksonville, Florida. I've called them in California. I've called them. They didn't have time for me. Okay. Now, I had to go with what I needed for my business right now. I needed employees. I needed capital. And it ended up coming from white people. That just is what it is. And guess what? I had to fight so hard to trust them. And the really important side note, you can't distrust people you hire or that you have invested in your business because they know you don't trust them. And it's going to affect your performance and their performance. All right. So this podcast is about race. It's about trust. And it's about you making a decision to do what's best for the business, not what's best for your emotions. And most people say, I don't trust white people because of this. I challenge you, not with the old cliche, well, what have you ever been done? What's been done to you by a white person to make you not trust them? I'm going to challenge you a whole different way. Have you ever done business with a white person and been ripped off because they were white? Answer is no. If you have been ripped off, you got ripped off because they sucked as a person. Because they were a crook, regardless of what skin they were in. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. You're not going to tell me it's because of race. And well, it's because of how they see me. That's a flaw in their character. They're just a bad person. I'm telling you guys, everybody, listen. You will have to do business with races that you may not have the best taste for. But you got to get over that crap. You got to get over that crap. And all these podcasts I've shot so far, this is my third one. I need y'all to know this. If you keep putting black over business, you will always be black, not a business. Ask yourself what you want. Ask yourself what you want. You want business? You want black business? I've never seen another race that pushes color over business outside of black people. I don't hear Mexicans going, I'm the first Mexican in business to open a crab shop in whatever, Georgia. I'm the first Chinese-owned Guthrie's Fried Chicken. No, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You need to focus on the bag. We've been saying that a lot in our company right now. Get the bag, get the bag, get the bag. What's our bag? We know what our bag is. All right, let's go get that bag. Well, who has the bag? I don't care who has the bag. Go get it. We read Shoe Dog. Our whole company read Shoe Dog. Everybody, the whole Nike story. All right, we're fired up right now. We're fired up because we realize the bag might be in Japan, bag might be in California, bag might be on the moon. We're going to go get it. And I no longer care who's involved in that, what they look like, who's holding it, how they feel about me. Let me tell y'all something. We got a call from the government. They said, we want y'all to go to Korea to set up a meeting, handle a meeting between, I ain't gonna tell you what I do for real, but to handle some stuff. All right. We set it up, knock it out. Now, the assumption is that Koreans are elitist among the Asians. They're the whitest of the Asians. And then they're going to treat us unwell. And the staff person that I sent over there is like black and Hispanic kind of sort, but look black, you know what I mean? She got over there, had a wonderful time. They bowed to her, respected her greatly. Now, if she had gone over there with these filthy assumptions about what was going to happen or how they're going to treat me, she would have went over there with the attitude of arrogance and isolation and, oh, you're not going to treat me like this. And no, but she went over there and she was open and warm. And guess what? They were like, wow, we didn't see anybody like you. We're curious, and our curiosity leads us to respect you, at least enough to get the deals done. Let me tell you something. We went through all kind of crap with them together to get this deal done. Because the government called us for like 4 days and said, we need y'all to deploy to Korea and make this thing happen. 4 days. What? Let me tell y'all something. I no longer care about how people feel about me or how, what the society says about, color, because I'm seeing that the wealth that I'm after, the wealth that I'm due, the wealth that I need, it has nothing to do with the color of anybody's skin. I was recently reading somebody's post, and they were talking about how they were the first black business to do this. And I had a white person come to me and say, Rand, I got a problem with that. I said, what's your problem? He said, well, we don't feel comfortable. He was speaking for all white people. I don't know if he had been elected to that position or received an endorsement from all white people. But he said, we have a problem. I said, what's your problem, bro? He said, man, we're scared to do business with businesses that say, we're black owned. We're black this, black that. He said, we don't know if we're welcome. And we have money. We want to spend our money. We want new experiences. We want the best chicken wings. We want more flavor. You know what I mean? We like listening to rap music on a Saturday brunch and getting lit. We like that stuff. I'm embellishing, but he's like, we don't feel welcome though. We're scared that we're gonna walk in, and because this is so black centric, that we won't be welcome. Now, I'm not saying not to be proud of something that might matter to you deeply. I'm not saying not to be proud of it, but I'm saying the bag is not black. The bag is green. Always has been, always will be. It's just green. And if you can let go of your preconceived notions, whether legitimate or not, if you can let go, it will open you up to more opportunity. Period. All right. So let's talk race and hate. Super low level. You're missing out if you keep putting race over your business. But I'm going to go even further. If you have a dream and you know somebody that can help you achieve that dream, now you're screwing up your purpose. You're screwing up your calling because you're putting how you feel and how you think and what you see over what you were told to do, called to do. Raekwon is right here behind the camera. I'm going to use Raekwon. I saw Raekwon's people at his church. I saw him one day. And I've asked him about his church. He said he likes his church a lot, Raekwon, probably the only black person in his church. And I don't know if Raekwon is black or not. I'm not sure yet. I don't know what he is. But if you see him, you'll see. But he's happy. He's comfortable. He feels good. And I said, why did you go there? He said, I felt like this was the right place. He didn't say because there was a lot of diversity and all. He said, I felt like it was the right place. Y'all, I want you to approach stuff. I'm telling you, I want you to approach stuff differently. If you're hearing this and have not evolved, have not healed, or have not just been wise enough to say, I got to put my calling, my purpose, my business over how I feel, it's time to do that. It's time to do that. It's time because you got a window to succeed right now because nobody's looking. Everybody's busy. The world at large is like, we ain't really worried about, all these small businesses right now. We got wars to fight. We got world economics trying to put together. We're trying to do new world orders and all that. You got a moment right now where, I went to a deal maker summit. Some of the wealthiest, groups and organizations and people in the world go to these events where they are trying to figure out how to move more money. And this is why you have a window. They said, and I quote, "There's more money on the street than it has been in a long time, but we can't find the deals. We cannot find the deals. Where do we put our money?" You have an opportunity right now to step into all this money that was after COVID. All that money is just here. But nobody's really building big things, and nobody's really testing the waters because, you're afraid you're going to get a no. But the money's here. You're just looking in the wrong places. So, this window is here. Now, back to the whole thing, race. All right. There are companies that I admire, that I've come by. I've seen them. I admire them. Their resolve, their grit, they're motivated, but they keep talking about race. They never just sell the company. They sell how black they are. Food doesn't taste black. Legal services don't feel black or whatever color. You know what I mean? They just don't. They just don't. And there comes a point in your business career where you're going to be like, listen, I need my business to grow. I'm tired of playing games with trying to do it this way, trying to do it that way. And this brings me to a very, very important point. This is my last point. It's very important. We live in a system. You can disrupt the system, but you still have to deal with the system. So yeah, you can put a glitch in it sometimes, but it's still there. And the system was created by, in the last several, 1,000 years, and managed by a race that's probably not yours. I just got to wake you up right here. What? I'm not like pro-white or anything. I've been around some white nationalists and all that, and had some KKK acquaintances, and they were interesting situations. But reality is what reality is. I'm not saying that you're gonna run into hatred, or that you won't run into hatred. Doesn't matter though. The system is there. Is there. And I've had some weird interactions, but I didn't let that stop me from moving forward. The system is there, and it's going to be there. And it's a white system. I said it. Now there's kingdom, like there's God. He's above it all. But mankind has tried to dictate how the world runs. You're living in a white system. Now, white people, don't call me and be like, come be a spokesperson for it. No, I ain't doing that. What I am saying, though, is reality is the banks are owned by lots of white people. Some Chinese, some Arabs, but in general, it's a white system. What that means for you is, and this is important, understand it, learn the system, work the system. Forget everything else. Go home and be black. Go home and be whatever. I don't care what you are. Whatever your cause is, do it at home. When you're out here, you got to get as much money and influence as you possibly can. And then you go home and you leverage it. All right? It's time to win. And we're not going to win if we keep pushing race. Morgan Freeman was talking about this, and he's like, well, Morgan, what do you say about race? He's like, man, we're keeping it going. And we shouldn't be keeping it going. It's not about forgetting. It's just understanding that it's not useful. That's all. It's not useful. That's it. Let that, that's the truth. It's just not useful. We keep saying it and pushing it, and it's not getting us anywhere. But yet people keep saying it and pushing it. That's called insanity. We need to understand it, appreciate what happened. The whole story, mind you. I don't want to get started on it. But the slave trade was a slave trade. There were tribes trading with Dutch, English, Portuguese, French, Italian, Spanish. They were trading. A lot of my hate has gone away because I went to Africa And I got to see it firsthand. And there are tribes still today that have elders alive that saw slave trade happen. And it still happens in Africa. It still happens in the Middle East. Slavery is still going on. My eyes are open, y'all. I understand the system. I understand what's going on. I understand there are issues, but I'm putting business over my emotions. And I want you to do the same. One of my previous podcasts talked about tenderness and creating a safe place. Now, I'm going to be tender right here, and I'm going to say that, yeah, I can be a little more brazen because I've gone through some stuff, seen some stuff that's changed how I see it. You might not be there. You might say, Randall, this hurts. Or I have deep-rooted thoughts and feelings about this. I hear you. I want you to have a safe place, but I want you to make progress. I want you to win. Can't win if emotions are leading what we do. Just a period. We cannot win if emotions are leading us. I'm tender to the lack of capital. That it's just hard to find it on the street. I'm tender to the lack of opportunity. I'm tender to the banks that tell you no just because you're black, because that's real. I'm tender to the fact that, you know, you've experienced my experience just like me, where I had a state contract available to me that was real money. And they came to me through another person and said, listen, not that you can't do the work, but we're not going to sign a contract with a black person. Bring a white person in the room. We'll sign it, but we're not going to give it to you. We're not going to sign the contract with you. I'm tender to that. And it hurt and it messed me up. But you know what? Screw it. I'll still take the money. I don't care if you don't have to sign. I don't care who signs it. It's my money. Is it going to my account? It's going to my account. And once I get enough, I'll get some lawyers and I'll come after you and I'll get paid again. See, that's what happened to me. I changed. I learned the system. I moved on, you know. I want y'all to understand that I support the fact that this is real. I appreciate that. And I'm tender to that. But we cannot allow that as business people to move us forward. So the risk this is Curious Entrepreneur, taking risks, seeking wisdom. Wisdom says move past race. The risk for you is you might experience new pain by testing these waters. You might experience some new hardships by testing these waters. The upside, though, is that you experience new opportunities by testing these waters. Y'all, I'm Randall Cottrell, Curious Entrepreneur. Man, I'm tender for you. I'm excited for you. Move past race. Let's go win. Get the bag. Bag is green. All right. See you next episode. By the way, I haven't done this yet, but I love talking. If you need me to talk to your group, to your people, whatever it is, reach out to me on one of these channels that Raekwon has said. I have no idea what actually is going on behind the scenes in this podcast, like what administration, subscription, I don't know. But I'm sure you can reach out to me. Somehow I might get the message. I don't know. And if you look at the logo on the end of the video, I don't know what that is either. What is that on the end of the video? It's like these blue.
Oh, that's for your coming up videos. So it'll be, I'll have your, where they can subscribe to the channel, and then they'll have.
It's like a big blue letters thing. It's like a big blue image. I don't know. Well, if you see it, I don't know what that means.
Gotcha.
It might be like a secret signal that Raekwon is programmed in. But anyhow, I'm looking forward to seeing you. Reach out to me. I'd love to just encourage and excite people to focus on the things that matter. I'd love to build you up. Love to support you. I am not a regular one though. I don't need you to agree with me. I just need you to know that I do care about you and I'll push you forward. Thanks. See you soon.